Hey guys, sorry if the camera is a little bit wonky. I have a new camera and I'm trying to figure out how to work it on the blooming tripod and it's not happening. So sorry if we're like slightly wonky. But I thought I would do a video today inspired by the Batman statue collector here on YouTube. Just ignore what I look like because I haven't really made an effort, to be honest. But the Batman statue collector is one of my favourite channels here on YouTube. As you can see, I've got my Batman collection behind me. And he did a series of 2 videos of 10 things he loves about collecting and 10 things he dislikes. So I thought instead I would do one video, 5 things I love about collecting and 5 things I don't like so much about collecting. So if you guys don't know, I mean, my whole channel is about my collecting and my obsessions with certain things. I have way too many collections and I've shown you guys my collections before, but I haven't really talked about, oh, that's my phone pinging. I haven't really talked about why I collect things, why I choose to collect things, what's good about the hobby, what's bad about the hobby, so I thought that's what we'd do here. So, let's just get straight on. So these aren't in any order, these 10, but the first thing I love about collecting things is the way it makes me feel. So when we talk about my Harry Potter collection, for example, I was in a very dark place when I found Harry Potter. I've mentioned this before. I was 13 years old and in a very, very bad place mentally. It wasn't great, and I don't like to go into it too much, but I saw a Harry Potter book, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, in a free box outside of a charity shop, and picked it up and basically was hooked ever since. For me, I don't know if this is like a particular personality trait of mine, I don't know, but when I start a new film or a TV series or a new book or a new video game, I get very obsessed with that particular thing and it becomes a special interest for a very, very long time. And so I'm kind of reluctant to get into new things. This is why I tend to go back to my old favourites, because I end up becoming a little bit obsessed with them and wanting to collect everything and all that kind of stuff. But collecting things really, really does make me feel great. It makes me feel good. I like to look at the stuff that I've collected and think, you know, that's mine, and it makes me feel happy. So definitely I collect things, particularly autographs. When you get an autograph in, you've written to a celebrity and you get an autograph back, the feeling that gives you is just, I just love it. So what do I dislike about collecting? First of all, it has to be said, the financial side. So people assume, I think, that I have loads of money and I manage to get all this stuff, and that my parents, like my dad and my mum now, are very rich because they buy me all this stuff, and that's just simply not true. So if you're not making sure everything is okay and you're fed and everything's paid before you buy things, then there might be a little bit of a problem. But really for me, I don't have a lot of money, to be honest, I don't. And so collecting for me is really about charity shops and eBay, and it's very rare that I get anything straight away when it comes out. I mean, we have pre-ordered Hogwarts Legacy because I was adamant I was going to get that on day of release, but it's very rare for me to get anything when it comes out straight away because I just can't afford it, is the simple answer. And I think it's upsetting when people think that you're wasting all your money or that you have an incredible amount of money and that you're showing off. Simply not true. A lot of my Harry Potter stuff, like I said, has come from charity shops. It's come from eBay. I've got things for an incredibly good price. I'm not, you know, not rich by any stretch of the imagination. I wish. And this is a dislike, but I can turn it into a like in the sense that you don't have to have all the money in the world if you want to start collecting. Go on places like eBay, Etsy if you want more handmade things. Look in your local charity shops, second-hand shops, and I'm sure you'll find something that you like. So another thing for love, I love hunting for items. So like I mentioned, charity shops, the thrill for me of going into a charity shop and seeing something on the shelf, I just love it. I love the idea of, so for Harry Potter again, I love 2001 merchandise, and some of it is very rare and hard to get now. But seeing something on eBay for a couple of pounds from 2001, I think, oh, yeah, I'm going to grab that. Yeah, the thrill of hunting for items is really unbeatable for me. So back to a dislike. What I dislike about collecting is the competitiveness. So this goes 2 ways, really. You either have collectors who believe their collections are the best, and if you don't collect this particular type of way, then you're not a collector and you're not good enough. And you do come across that quite often, unfortunately. But it also goes another way, as say you only own a book, for example, say you only own Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, and you've read it and you love it. To some people, you're not a collector then because you don't have anything. You don't go out and buy the latest things. You don't have a room full of items, so you're not a collector and you're not a fan. And it's simply not true. You can be a fan of something without having to own any piece of merchandise. And it does upset me, this competitiveness of, my collection's better than your collection. We're not children in a schoolyard, come on. I mean, this attitude needs to go because we're all fans and we're all collectors, and it doesn't matter if you have one piece or 1,000 pieces. One does not make you better than the other. So the competitiveness of the hobby I really dislike, particularly with autograph collecting as well. This competitiveness of, well, I send 3 items to be signed and you send 5 and I've got this and I've got that. This attitude really, really needs to go. But I will say, for me, it is a minority. I've had more experiences with brilliant collectors than I have with nasty ones, but it does happen. So, what else do I love about collecting? I've written it all down, that's why I'm looking down. So for me, being a female in the collecting hobby, actually, which may sound strange at first. So when you talk about Harry Potter, my experience seems to be 50-50 male and female. I haven't checked, I don't really know the statistics for trans or non-binary collectors, so I'm sorry to make it exclusively male or female. But in my experience, for something like Harry Potter, it's pretty even. Whereas something like Batman and Gotham behind me is still quite male-dominated. Batman, DC, Marvel, sort of the comic book kind of things are very male-dominated still, I think. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I get a sense of pride being a female collector of things like Batman. Game of Thrones as well seems to be more men collect Game of Thrones than women. I don't know why, but that just seems to be the way it goes. So the sense of pride I get when I talk to other female collectors of Batman and of Game of Thrones, because we do seem to be a minority in some cases. I know the Batman statue collector, again, has spoken about this on his channel, that he would love to see more female Batman collections because it is quite male-dominated, the statue industry in particular as well. So it makes me feel proud to be a woman and to enjoy the things that I do and to show other women that it's okay to collect, say you're a woman and you want to collect G.I. Joes, go for it. It's okay. And I just get an incredible sense of pride with that. And again, I will flip it as well. Obviously, I'm not a male, so I can't talk for the male side of things. But if you're a male that wants to collect, I don't know, something typically female, like Barbie dolls or Bratz dolls, go for it. No one should tell you what's right and what's wrong, So just the joy of being like I don't want to take this too far because it's not that serious, but to be a minority-ish in a field that is male-dominated in that sense. It's not as serious as that, of course. There are far more serious problems in the world, but it makes me feel proud. So again, let's go to a negative. My next negative is judgment on what you choose to collect. So it's kind of what I said with the competitiveness, only this is more from non-collectors. So say you collect Funko Pops. There's a lot of people out there that will say, what are you, 5? You're collecting toys, blah, blah, blah. I mean, first of all, they're not toys, but yeah, I get a lot of, I get stares sometimes when I'm in Smith's and I'm picking up like the Mattel Harry Potter dolls. You do get looks sometimes. So the judgment on what you choose to collect is not nice. I've had it not as bad as other people, I would imagine. Again, I'll use my example if you're a male that chooses to collect Barbies, perhaps. I'm sure you'd get more judgment than me, and it's wrong and it's sad and it shouldn't happen. But yeah, the judgment on what you choose to collect and how you choose to spend your time and your money and your energy, it's not nice, but it does happen. And I think you have to be prepared for that. So another what I love about collecting is you guys, the YouTube community in particular. I do have other forms of social media, but YouTube is the best. It really is. without collecting, I wouldn't have found you guys. It's as simple as that. I mean, my first video ever on this channel, I think, no, it was a singing video, so maybe my second or third video ever on this channel was a collection video. I love doing the room tours and the hauls, and, you know, if I've gone to a vinyl record fair, I can show you guys what vinyls I've bought, and, you know, I love that. And some people, again, take that as me maybe showing off, and that's not the case at all. I just love being able to share with you guys this experience of, you know, perhaps unboxing something and finding something out together. It's just incredible. And on the flip side of that, I have so many collector friends who I subscribe to their channels, and being able to see other people's collections is really a joy to me. I could spend hours trawling YouTube, and in fact I have, trawling YouTube looking at collection videos, particularly for things I don't collect. It's amazing to see the diverse amount of things people collect. I love it. I absolutely love it. And the community I've made here, it's unbeatable, it's unbelievable. I've met friends that are now real life friends just over collecting, and I'm getting a bit emotional, but I'll forever be grateful for that. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So we'll go for a dislike, and we've got 2 dislikes in a row here because I wanted to end on a love, but impatience is one of my dislikes. So again, like I said, I don't have a mass amount of finances, so when something comes out and I can't buy it straight away, there is that little bit of disappointment that I won't be able to get it until we can afford it. And the impatience for a product, Hogwarts Legacy being a big example here, because of the pandemic, it was delayed, so it's not coming out until, I suspect, December this year, but that hasn't been confirmed. So the impatience of knowing an item's in production and wanting to get it, we had this in the Buffy the Vampire Slayer community with the new statues that were brought out. They kept getting delayed as well. So the impatience of knowing that you need something or want something and not being able to get it there and then sometimes is hard, but I also think it's a good thing, because when you do finally get that holy grail, that item that you really want, the feeling is unbeatable, really. And my final dislike is my location. So where I live, particularly, I mean, Harry Potter's not too bad, but particularly for things like Batman, I'd like to get into statue collecting a bit more, but where I live, it's impossible. So I live in a small town. Obviously, I'm not going to disclose where I live, but it's a very, very small place, and we just don't get a lot of things here. So we have a couple of comic book shops, and you know, the usual things, the toy store, like yeah, I can't think what it's called now. I can't think what it's called. I don't know what I was trying to say, but we've got charity shops and things like that. But I've noticed with a lot of my fandoms, Batman/Gotham, True Blood, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, they're all America-centric shows. And so it's easier to get merchandise in America for those shows. There's a lot of places on eBay that won't ship to the UK. So it is hard where I live to get things, but that just makes it all the better when you do. So for the final question, the final thing I love about collecting is, like I said, this is sort of an amalgamation of it all, but discovering something new and sharing my excitement with you guys. The feeling of not knowing there's a product out there. So I didn't know half of the Harry Potter merchandise, that it's particularly 2001 to 2002. There's some really weird Harry Potter things that they made that I knew nothing about. So when I found them, and like, let me think of one. So there's the little tea set. There's a Harry Potter tea set, which has a tea strainer, and it has a metal, I don't know what you call them, I'm blanking, but it has something with tea bags in it from 2001, and I didn't know it existed, and when I found that, I thought, I've got to have that. It's unusual. I love collecting unusual things. For Gotham, I have a key card for, I think, the Hilton Hotel, which has Gotham on it. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to have that, but I got it on eBay, so I didn't take it. But yeah, I love collecting the unusual things that you don't know exist. It's brilliant. And really, that's the whole video. So the takeaway for this is that I absolutely adore being a collector. There are some downsides, but overall, I absolutely love this hobby, and I wouldn't change it for the world. So thank you for sticking for me with my rambly video. Thank you to the Batman statue collector for inspiring me to do this video. And that's all I have to say, really. So sorry my webcam is in a strange place, shall we say. I'm going to definitely have to adjust for future videos, because I think we're a little bit wonky. But thank you very much for sticking with me. I've really, really appreciated it. I'm just looking at something. No, it's all right. Have I been looking at you this whole time? Because this setup is being really weird. I don't know if I'm looking away from you. I don't know. That's what I was checking. But thank you very, very much for watching. I might have been doing this whole video looking that way. I don't know until I go and have a look. But please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you like this kind of thing. And there will be more videos coming your way soon. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.